Welcome to Pressure Points. I'm Gene Munster. Our topic today is Cybertruck delivery event. That's an event that I've been waiting for the past 4 years. And the pressure point is a topic that I've been thinking about for the past 2 years, which of course is pricing. That's something that's been going up and down in the EV market over the last couple of years, and I couldn't wait to see what they're going to price this beast at. Before we get into the pressure point, I just want to give some high-level context about what they talked about. It was about a 30-minute event. The first 15 minutes of the event were spent talking about how tough of a truck it is, bulletproof sides. They showed throwing a baseball at the windows, lightly throwing a baseball, a nod to, of course, the famous metal ball 4 years ago. Glass did not break, by the way, and showed some wicked videos of the towing capacity and the speed of the most aggressive model, which is 0 to 60 in 2.6 seconds. That was about the first 15 minutes. Then the next 15 minutes, we're showing people picking up their Cybertrucks. I think they handed off around 10 or 15 of them. What was not talked about was pricing and range. And so once the event ended, go to the website, and that gets us to the pressure point, which is pricing. And pricing came in higher than I thought. 20 to 25% higher to be specific, and the version that they're taking orders on for 2024, it's called the Cyber Beast, is the most aggressive version. That's at $99,000, and then they have a four-wheel drive version at call it $80,000. This is before any sort of incentives, or if there's some way that they can get some tax credits on these or gas savings. So they're displaying a price that's slightly lower than that, but consider it 99 and 100, call it, and 80,000 for the tri and dual motor. And then in 2025, the single motor rear wheel drive will be available, and that's at 60,000. So across the board, 20 to 25% higher than I expected. And just as a point of comparison, best comparison we have is the Ford F-150 Lightning lineup, and they tend to be, each of their versions tend to be about $10,000 less than where Cybertruck is at. Now, not a fair comparison because Cybertruck is a superior truck. It's got range. It's about 15% longer, 20% longer, has more durable, better performance, all of that. But when it comes to buying pickup trucks, people are going to look at the F-150. They're going to look at the Cybertruck, and Cybertruck's going to be $10,000 more. So that was it related to pricing. Just a quick aside, the range ended up coming in slightly better than I thought. 330 on the high-end versions and 250 on the low-end version that will be available in 2025. So next topic is, what does all of this mean? And I think Tesla's doing the right thing by pricing this high. And the reason is that they know they can't produce a lot of these vehicles. I suspect in 2024, they'll be able to produce 35,000, which is enough that if they've got pre-orders of 1 million plus, we'll talk about that in a second, but they can price it higher to kind of capture the margin on the few vehicles that they'll be able to deliver. So makes sense that they're pricing it high, which gets me to, I think, the substance of my view here, which is that eventually pricing has to come down. If they want to gain market share, if they want this to be a real vehicle, they have to bring pricing down. If they don't, it's going to be the Model S or X all over again. And the light truck market's a big market. And so I think their ambitions are to eventually bring price down. I suspect that's probably going to be in a couple of years once they get production volumes up, which improve efficiencies that allow them not only to be able to lower the price, but also to meet the demand that's out there. So I think the message here really with the pricing is, don't expect much from Cybertruck over the next 2 to 3 years. And I think that 2026 is probably the year where it gets a little bit more exciting, with maybe 250,000 deliveries at that point, well below what Model Y and 3 are this year at 900,000 vehicles. And so this is going to be a slow build around Cybertruck. And I think that we're probably going to see, as kind of part of all this dynamic, well, it's neither here nor there, but this 1 million plus pre-orders that they have, I think that probably reduces to below 500,000. I think people are going to want their $100 back. If you're curious, if 500,000 people cancel their pre-order, that's 50 million, 50 million, and they've got about 26 billion in the bank. So they can definitely afford the paying out the refunds, but I'm sure that a lot of that's going to be going on in the week ahead. So pressure point is price. It's higher than I thought. I don't think it's the real price longer term. I think that Cybertruck still has the ability long term to be an important part of Tesla's lineup and be kind of one of the top 3 vehicles in terms of units. I think this can be 500,000 greater long term, but they got to move that price down. It's just too much to hit the sweet spot of the market. As a programming note, over the next week, Deepwater, myself included, is going to be going out to construction sites. We're going to be talking to construction workers about this, about the price, about the features. Believe me, they're watching this too, and can't wait to get their feedback. So it's going to come better from the horse's mouth than hearing it from mine. So I'm going to wrap at that on this episode of Pressure Points. On behalf of Deepwater, I'm Gene. Bye for now.